Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Joshua Mankiewicz Pawis. I am a woodland artist from Barrie, Ontario, Wilcoxon First Nation. Um, yeah, today we'll be doing a baby Yoda design. I got it up on my tablet right here, just the
Ah,
head. It's really simple, really fun to do. Um, yeah, should be pretty exciting. Yeah, I'll just tell you a little bit about woodland arts for those who weren't here or haven't been here before, and just show you a bit of my work and what I do. And we'll just talk about, or I'll just talk about the characteristics of woodland art and just what it's really all about. Um, so just let me pull up some artwork here. Um, let's see, what can I show today? I'll show some of my paintings today. Some paintings. All right. Um,
now, Josh, while you're looking for those, you do most things digitally, but every once in a while you'll still paint, right? Do you go back to paint and brush once in a while?
yeah, I sort of go through different phases, I'd say, where I either stick to painting or stick to illustration. Yeah, it all really comes and goes, I find. But yeah, right now I'm doing a lot more digital illustrations. Um, I haven't painted since pretty much, yeah, my last show was last year, in September last year. Yeah, so I haven't really painted since then. So yeah, here's one of my paintings. This is one of my favorite ones. I haven't really done too many like it. Sort of has a sort of abstract quality to it. Um, so yeah, in woodland art, you'll see these. One of the major characteristics of it is the heavy black sort of lines, and the line work's very sort of kind of organic and flowing. This one, it's a little more rigid. The lines are kind of super straight. Um, but yeah, you'll see different sort of um, I guess artists using it in different ways. But yeah, this one here is a painting as well, and yeah, you'll notice like the heavy black outlines, and then there's the pattern work with the different colors within those lines. And you'll see, yeah, it has like this very organic and flowing sort of feel to it, and you could kind of feel the movement. And it's also very two-dimensional in nature. So like with this painting, tried to break it down to sort of its most basic elements. You see, it's not very complex, like with the pattern work and just the, I guess, subject matter as well. So very simple, and I also kept to the basic um, colors as well. The red, yellow, and blue. Um, so these paintings are a little looser. These are all from the same series. These are about Wayne Bojo, which is a traditional story of the Anishinaabe people. So a lot of woodland artists, they like to paint the stories of our people to sort of recapture what was lost, or try to keep it from being lost. So yeah, these are all sort of stories of one of our characters within our traditional stories. So yeah, these ones you could see like the pattern work when it is like kind of very, very loose, like it's kind of just sort of, I kind of just like threw the paint on the canvas in a lot of ways. But yeah, there's different techniques you use, different ways to paint. I try to just be creative and do whatever comes to my head in the moment, how it sort of, so I like to experiment a lot and just do a bunch of different things. So that's me personally, but there are artists who like to stick to their own personal style and stick with it for their entire careers. But for me, I find that really boring, and I'd get like really tired of that pretty quickly. So I like to switch it up quite a bit, and yeah, that's pretty fun. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, like the heavy black outline, pattern work within it, kind of sort of bright colors. There's also artists who use more natural colors. The subject matter is usually, I guess, our traditional stories as well as like plants and animals, sort of a lot of natural elements. There's also like spirituality attached to it as well. A lot of the stories speak of spiritual things. So you can see in this painting, there's like that little circle in the background, which is represents a spirit. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So for uh, the baby Yoda, I'll bring that up right now. Let's see where it is. All right, there we go. That's my face. All right, so here's the baby Yoda we'll be doing. Pretty simple illustration. It's just he's got a big sort of rectangular head with some really big ears, and then like he's got his collar of his jacket in there as well. So yeah, you'll see with this one the pattern work within his face and like those dots in his ears. But yeah, you could get creative with the pattern work and do it sort of your own sort of special way. It's kind of it's not really set in stone which pattern work you can use and what you can't in woodland art. It's all sort of I don't know what word to use there, but it's you can kind of use whatever you feel is best for your own I guess personal style. But yeah, it's different for every artist, is what I'm, I guess, trying to say. All right, so I'm gonna share my document camera, and then we can get started with drawing here. Just gotta connect it. Oop. Just two.
Oh, it looks. Oh, we lost you for a second, Josh, but you're back.
This always happens when he changes his document camera.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good.
That's
it looks
good.
good though. Yeah.
Yeah, looks great.
I'll try to get this on the screen.
Yeah. If you move it to the left a bit, Josh, and then you could move not your paper, but the device. If you move the device to the right, sorry, I'm lying, not left. And then, yeah, a little bit more, and then up. We could move it all the way up, and a little bit more to the right. That's good for the kid. I wonder if you could would auto adjust if you put it not landscape.
I might be able to open it with this and shrink it.
Oh yeah. Maybe try turning the iPad the other way.
I know if I open it in Procreate, I could shrink it. Okay, that should be okay. Hopefully, might be a little too bright, but at least it's there. All right, so get started with the baby Yoda. You just pick a. I sort of pick a recognizable shape within the illustration that I'm trying to recreate. With this one, it's pretty straightforward. his head here is a pretty basic shape. It's sort of a rectangle with very rounded edges, and it has a bit of a bump on the top and the bottom for his chin. So we can sort of just roughly sketch out that shape with your pencil. Try to draw as light as possible because we will be erasing quite a bit. Oh wait, I'm just gonna darken that camera a bit. So yeah, just try to draw lightly as possible, very loose strokes, short strokes, just to try to get that shape as best you can. And you could even sort of just break it down into sort of like a pretty simple rectangular shape and then add in the more, I guess, smaller details afterwards by sort of just adding in like the chin at the bottom of that line. And then rounding out the corners a little bit more, just sort of like that, and like getting a bit of a bump, more of a bump for his forehead. And then, yeah, once you sort of have a good shape or good outline, you can go over the lines a little bit darker just to sort of solidify them a little bit more. And yeah, we'll be sort of going back and erasing all these unnecessary lines and just cleaning it up a bit more as we go through. Or you could just do it as you're going. Just switch between the eraser and pencil. Something like that. There you have it. There's the head. Then he's got two really big ears. So you can, for the ears, you could just like sort of draw these sort of spikes that come out, sort of triangles, and then. Sorry, I know it's a little bit off camera there. So yeah, I just started out with a very simple triangle sort of shape, and then you could add in, the curves to it after, so it comes up a bit more around here, and then sort of shrinks around and just it's very rounded. There's not really any sharp points in Woodland. It's all very rounded sort of lines, rounded corners, something like that. And then just erase, clean it up. Once you got your shape. So yeah, and it's also good to sort of compare, I guess, sizes. You could even use your hand. That's what I usually like to do too. So you could see like his ears pretty much the exact same size, or just a tiny bit smaller than his head. So you could. That's a good way, just like to get proportions right. It's just to always try to compare the sort of sizes of what you're drawing, the different shapes, just to try to get it as close as possible to what you're drawing. All right, so there's one ear. We got to do the other one. Which is just the same sort of idea. Just draw a triangle on the left side of his head. Coming out. I also like to use like fingers as well to make measurements. So this here is like 3 fingers, so we can just make it the same on this side. Yeah, it might be different sizes for you because you got your own sized fingers and you might have drawn your illustration a little smaller or bigger. So you gotta make up your own sort of measurements if you want to use that method. Just go in and add the curves to it. That. So yeah, it starts out bigger and then sort of curves in and then comes back up. It's like a wave almost for each one. Bigger and then up. All right, so that's his head there. I'll skip like a couple secs for case everyone to catch up if you're not caught up yet. Yeah, so this is all done on well, I did this illustration first with pencil and then doing it with marker, coloring it in marker, and then I sort of scanned it into Photoshop and then turned it into a vector image, and then sort of used it, cleaned it all up in Photoshop and Illustrator. So that's how I used to do illustrations before I got this tablet here. Whereas like with this tablet, I could do it all on the computer. So I don't need to really use pencil and marker as much anymore. It's all sort of digital. I'll move to digital now. But yeah, when you're first starting out, it's always good to just practice with pencil and marker. And yeah, because it's the same thing, really. It's just a lot easier to edit with if it's all on computer. All right, so I'm just going in and adding the collar. So this collar starts around both where the ears start and just comes down and creates this sort of rectangle just right below his head. So just going out like that. And there you have. There's the basic shape, so you can see it. That's it's only 4 basic shapes within this illustration to sort of get the outline of his head. So this one's pretty simple. We could go and add the smaller details in afterwards, like his mouth and his nose and eyeballs. And then he's got 4 sort of squares within his collar. And then the shapes within his ears as well. So I guess we'll start with his mouth. Probably be easiest. Let's see here. So you can see he has like a smile here, and then his cheeks. These lines are for his cheeks that come down. Got very baggy cheeks. So we'll start with the smile in the middle, kind of just below the middle line of this shape. A small smile like that. And then his cheeks come down. That. And then his nose, pretty much the same thing as his mouth, just a smaller sort of U shape. Right in the middle of his face. Okay, and then for his eyes, we could just start out by drawing circles. They are sort of lemon shaped. So we'll just start out by drawing circles and then we'll add the tips on afterwards. Just try to get as clean of a circle as you can. Then you could just sort of add the tips on each side of the eyeball to give it that lemon shape. Pretty big eyeballs. Right, so looks pretty good. Yeah, once you have that all done, you could sort of add his eyelid, which is just another line over top. Just follows along the top side of his eyeball. Just like that. So, you can erase these lines if you want, but it's not really necessary since we will be coloring it over with black. And he's got these little sort of dots in his eyes to show the reflection of the light. It gives his eyes sort of a, I guess, I don't know the word right now. Can't think. All right, so ears. Move on to the ears. Ears are just the same sort of bowling pin shape that we already have with the big ear. It's just a little bit smaller. So to get the inside of the ear, you sort of follow along the same shape as the outside of the ear. Just sort of a few centimeters in. Like that. So there's more space on the top of his ear than on the bottom here. It sort of makes the same bone pin shape. within it. And it's the exact same thing for the other side, the light here. So like that. Looks pretty close. It's pretty good so far. Hope everyone else is doing pretty good. Hope theirs is looking pretty good. Yeah, let's take a quick break for everyone to catch up. A couple minutes. Pretty much done the outline. Pretty much done all the details. Just gotta add in the hair. And then there's two lines that come down here. Each of his ears, and then there's yeah, 4 squares in his collar. And we could start coloring it in afterwards. Gonna grab some water. Okay, so we'll get started again. Hopefully everyone's caught up. So for the hair, it's just these spikes that come out randomly on top of his head. And draw them whichever direction and size you like. And then yeah, in his ears, he has these sort of 2 curved lines. Come down like this. And then his collar has 4 squares, rounded corners. So they're evenly spaced out. His collar. Or smaller black squares in each of those. All right. So, and that's all done. We could sort of go in and add some line weight to just these outer lines here. So to do that, you can just add another sort of line just on the inside of the shape to give it that thicker line weight. So yeah, what we'll be doing is drawing in with black in between these two lines. So this, yeah, it's all colored in. We're just thickening up the lines so it has that characteristic woodland feel to it. Might look a little weird at first, but once you color it in, you'll notice, I guess, the point of doing this. And it'll look a lot nicer. So, yeah. You could even color it in with pencil too, as you're going. Just so you know where to color in with your marker. Then you just go around all the shapes and sort of do that. A little bit wider. Yeah, so we'll just be coloring in between those two lines. I just gotta find a black marker. Still without a pencil case, so let's see if we can find one.
Is everybody caught up and ready to go to the next step? So, Arian, this is a style of woodland art where the line work is actually really important. So that's why we're not going to color it right away. But if you've gone ahead and colored, that's totally okay, Tegan. No worries. They're all going to look awesome. They're all going to look different. But it's always good to get the lesson on the woodland style line work because it's a style of art that you can practice.
All right, so yeah, I couldn't find a Sharpie. I do have a pen. If you don't have a Sharpie on you, could use pen as well, or I guess pencil too. You could just color it in darker with pencil. So for a pen, if like the tip is like thinner, like with a pen, I usually just go around. And I just go around the outlines again. And get the outlines as clean as possible. And then after the outlines are done, I just sort of color it in like that. But if you have a Sharpie with the bigger tip, you can pretty much just go straight over and for the outer lines anyways, and then for the finer details, it's a little bit harder. I usually have a thinner tip marker and a bigger tipped markers for the different line weights. So we're just going over all the lines we've drawn with pencil. The pen. There you can see it takes quite a bit longer if you don't have the heavier tip markers. So, okay. They look the same in the end for the most part. Yeah, and I'll just show you how to do the, I guess, do the eyes. These will be mostly black. Just cover. Just outline every line here. And then we're just going to color in this big space black. Like that. Some more. Yeah, it's important to, I guess, take your time, be patient with, I guess, this drawing, just because we are working with more permanent, I guess, markers or pens, which you can't erase. So usually when I'm drawing, yeah, I'll do all my rough sketches with a pencil and just sort of getting it to look how I want it before I start with the pen. And then when I do start with the pen or marker, I'll just take my time and get the lines as clean as I possibly can. Get them looking as nice as I possibly can and just take my time with it. Like right now, I'm sort of doing it really quickly because there are sometimes constraints. But if I was just doing this on my own time, it would take a little bit longer and just sort of go at my own pace and just get those lines looking um, clean, as clean as I possibly can. And that's, I guess, the goal you want to have is just to get really, really clean lines. Because once you have like really clean lines, when you scan it into the computer, and then edit if you want to edit it in Photoshop, it makes it, I guess, like 10 times easier. Um, you don't have to do any extra editing in Photoshop. It's all pretty much done. Then you can just color it. Also, yeah, if you want to, I guess, be a professional artist and sell your paintings professionally, it's always good to try to get your line work as clean as possible. Yeah, I mean this stage of the drawing is pretty straightforward. You're just sort of coloring over what's already there. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll try to get this done as quickly as possible so we move on to the coloring. And, yeah, I have no Sharpies around, so should go out and get some. Yeah, I think I screwed up around here. There's supposed to be a little bit of small green space on the bottom of his ear, but looks like I colored it in. That's okay. Still looks good.
So Arian, if you finished your Baby Yoda, do you know where to send it to us so that we can send it to Josh? I'm just putting my email in the chat. And Josh, just so you know, there's Sharpie markers on sale at Costco right now, like big packages of them.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Mhm.
Wes and Faye, you're back.
Oh, there we go. Do you want me to quickly show them, Natalie, where to go?
Yeah.
Okay. I tried to, but I got stuck. Josh, I'm just gonna steal the sharing from you, but you don't need it right now anyway. Okay, boys and girls, I'm just gonna show you where to send your pictures, and I know Josh loves to put them on his Instagram. Let's go. So you're gonna go to, oh, that's the wrong site. Let's open a new browser here. Connected North at Home. You're going to go to the Connected North at Home website, and you're going to scroll all the way down. And you're going to go to the bottom right of the screen. You're going to pop your name in here, your email, probably your parents' email, actually. Then where it says choose file, you're going to go find that picture that you took and put that picture in there and send it to Mally and I. Thank you. We would love to see your work.
We got some from Kerrigan yesterday, which is great. So we'll share that out and we'll put it in the newsletter on Saturday, Monday, Sunday, whenever I get to it.
It looks so awesome, Josh. I can't wait to get mine finished and color it.
Yeah.
Faye and
Yeah.
Wesley, just send it directly to Mally or I. I'll put our email down here, and you can just email it directly to us if you're having trouble.
All right. Yeah, once you have it all inked, and the ink is dry, you can sort of go in and erase any pencils that might be showing. Just clean it up. Sometimes there's pencil marks around, which is pretty easy to erase since the pen won't be removed. Very convenient. All right. All right, that's how it should look when it's all neat. Then you can take out your colors. If you don't have the exact colors, that's completely fine. I only have a few highlighters here, but the process is still the same, and it's always cool to see different how it looks in different colors. So
Yep. Tegan would like to see the cat. That looks awesome, Josh.
There's two of them.
There's two. Tegan has four. Wow.
She's trying to drink my water here.
Aw.
That's one.
7 dogs. Really? Wow. You must be busy with animal care and love animals very much. Well, holy wow. That's Tiffany and Sophia have 3 cats. We have a bunch of animal lovers. That looks so great, Josh. I actually like the navy blue. That looks so great.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. So thanks, Josh, as always, for such a it's a very relaxing time when we spend it with you. Just we get to work on our art and learn a new strategy or new technique, I mean, and always have kitten time so that it's like just a bonus all the way around and learn about the kids. Wesley and Faye have 1 cat and 2 dogs. I'm feeling I don't have enough animals in my house right now. I only have 1 dog.
Wow.
So thanks, boys and girls. We'll see you guys in about an hour and a half for origami, which is going to be really fun. We're going to be doing a fish, I believe, and a box with Miss Ariel, which will be really fun. So we will see you soon, and thanks so much. And Gabriella, we hope to be able to see your Yoda because we have your other Yoda, I believe. Yes, we do, from the last time. And yeah, that's so great. So thanks, guys. We'll see you. And thanks, Josh, for everything.
Yep, thank you.
We'll take care. Okay, bye-bye.